Hundreds killed by flash floods in northern Afghanistan. Hungary and China sign strategic cooperation agreement. Argentina will print 10,000 peso notes amid soaring inflation. Rat parts found in Japanese sliced white bread. South Korean president pledges to focus on economy. Auroras illuminate night skies around the world.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It's Monday, May 13th, and here are your top stories. The UN Food Agency said Saturday that flash floods from unusually heavy seasonal rains in Afghanistan have killed more than 300 people and destroyed over 1,000 houses. The World Food Program said it was distributing fortified biscuits to the survivors of one of the many floods that hit Afghanistan over the last few weeks, mostly the northern province of Baghlan, which bore the brunt of the deluges Friday. In neighboring Takhar province, state-owned media outlets reported the floods killed at least 20 people.
The Taliban Defense Ministry said in a statement Saturday that the country's air force has already begun evacuating people in Baghlan and has rescued a large number of people stuck in flooded areas and transported 100 injured people to military hospitals in the region. Richard Bennett, UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Afghanistan, said on X that the floods are a stark reminder of Afghanistan's vulnerability to the climate crisis and that both immediate aid and long-term planning by the Taliban and international actors are needed. Videos posted on social media showed dozens of people gathered Saturday behind the hospital in Baghlan looking for their loved ones. An official tells them that they should go and start digging graves while their staff are busy preparing bodies for the burial ceremony.
Hungary and China signed several new agreements on Thursday to deepen their economic and cultural cooperation during a visit to the Central European country by Chinese President Xi Jinping, a trip meant to solidify China's economic footprint in the region. Xi and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán held talks in the capital, Budapest, as part of the Chinese leader's final stop on a 5-day European tour that also took in Serbia and France. Beijing has invested billions in Hungary and sees the European Union member as an important foothold inside the 27-member trading bloc.
In December, Hungary announced that one of the world's largest EV manufacturers, China's BYD, will open its first European EV production factory in the south of the country, an inroad that could upend the competitiveness of the continent's auto industry. During a news briefing following the talks, Orbán praised the continuous, uninterrupted friendship between the two countries since his tenure began in 2010, and promised that Hungary would continue to host further Chinese investments. Hungarian and Chinese officials concluded a strategic partnership agreement and signed 18 other agreements and memoranda of understanding, but no major investments were announced at the news briefing.
Prices in Argentina have surged so dramatically in recent months that the government has multiplied the size of its biggest banknote in circulation by 5 to 10,000 pesos, worth about $10. The central bank announcement Tuesday promised to lighten the load for many Argentines who must carry it around giant bags, occasionally suitcases stuffed with cash for simple transactions. Argentina's annual inflation rate reached 287% in March, among the highest in the world. The central bank said the new denomination note, 5 times the value of the previous biggest bill, is expected to hit the streets next month in a bid to facilitate transactions between users.
The 10,000 peso note is worth $11 at the country's official exchange rate and $9 at the black market exchange rate. Across Argentina, hard currency, specifically, the country's ubiquitous 1,000 peso notes, remains the most popular way to pay for things. When first printed in 2017, the 1,000 peso note was worth $58 on the black market. Now, it's worth $1. Given the instability unleashed by Argentina's worst financial crisis in 2 decades, vendors prefer old-fashioned cash payments for big purchases and offer steep discounts to incentivize paper bills over electronic transfers. Argentina's central bank said it would introduce an even bigger bill, a 20,000 peso note, later this year.
A popular brand of sliced white bread is being recalled in Japan after some loaves were found to contain red parts inadvertently. Pasco Shikushima Corp., a major food supplier based in Nagoya, said it was recalling 104,000 packs of its Pasco bread from 15 prefectures after parts of what appeared to be a small animal were found in a batch of super-fermented chojuku bread produced at a factory west of Tokyo. The company said that while the recall of the contaminated products had been completed, as a precaution, it was also recalling other items produced on the same line and that the line will be suspended for the time being to investigate the cause and to strengthen countermeasures.
The company said in its statement on Tuesday, "We deeply apologize for the serious inconvenience and trouble this has caused to our customers, suppliers, and other concerned parties," adding that there had been no reports of consumers falling ill. The recall is the latest in a string of food safety scares in Japan, which is known for its high standards of cleanliness. In March, major drug maker Kobayashi Pharmaceutical was ordered to recall 3 dietary supplement products containing red yeast rice that have been linked to 5 deaths and more than 100 hospitalizations. In discussing the rat part recall, commenters on the social media platform X expressed support for the brand but also some hesitation, with one saying they have Pasco products at home and have been eating them normally.
South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol said Thursday that his government's efforts to improve people's lives had fallen short, conceding that his governing party's crushing election defeat last month reflected voters' assessment of his 2 years in office. In his first news conference in 21 months, Yoon pledged to focus on improving the economy and tackling what he called the national emergency of flagging birth rates over the 3 years he has left in office. He said, "I think the important thing going forward is indeed the economy."
South Korea's economy beat most forecasts to grow 1.3% in the first 3 months of this year, though living costs have remained stubbornly high, despite some progress in tackling inflation. In a new policy push, a government ministry will be set up to tackle the record low birth rate and fast-aging population, Yoon said in opening remarks from his office, behind a plaque reading, "The buck stops here. This is not a matter we can take time to work on." South Korea's fertility rate, already the world's lowest, maintained its dramatic decline in 2023 as women cited concerns about bearing most of the burden of raising children, lost career opportunities, and the financial cost of raising children as reasons to delay childbirth or not having children at all.
Night skies were lit up by the Northern Lights Friday in locations where the auroras don't normally shine as a severe solar storm supercharged the phenomenon. Photos taken from all over the world showed bright color skies lit up in hot pink, green, and purple across Europe, in the United States, and as far as New Zealand. Friday's storm was the first severe geomagnetic storm watch the agency had issued since 2005. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Space Weather Prediction Center spokesperson said that early on Saturday, the storm delivered, reaching intensity G5 on a 1 to 5 scale, making it the strongest storm to reach Earth's atmosphere since October 2003's Halloween storms.
Due to continued solar flares and eruptions from the sun, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Space Weather Prediction Center said in a series of statements that the flares could trigger severe geomagnetic storms and spectacular displays of aurora, possibly through Monday and beyond. The northern lights appear in the sky when charged particles spew from the sun during solar storms, making colorful light displays when clouds of those particles collide with Earth's magnetic field and interact with the atoms and molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere. According to the NOAA, the cosmic show will likely follow this geomagnetic activity, and said that the ongoing storm has caused some reports of power grid issues.
The answer for last Friday is B, crackdown. Facing the current corruption situation, nations have increased the crackdown. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of hundreds killed by flash floods in northern Afghanistan. Number 1. Fortify. 加入某物，强化食物的营养价值. This kind of cereal has been fortified with vitamin C. Number 2. Evacuate. 从危险的地方撤出，搬空. The fire is threatening about 60 homes, and residents have evacuated the area. Number 3. Deluge. 暴雨、洪水，蜂拥而至的事物，动词是时应接不暇. About a dozen homes were damaged in the deluge. A deluge of manuscripts began to arrive in the post. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm your host, Johnny Wu. I'll see you next time.